So, I am challenging you to make $10,000 before 2025. Now, since it's probably the first time you and I meet, my name is Fred, and I'm a 22-year-old entrepreneur from the lower middle class background. I went from having only $400 to my name over 5 years ago to generating upwards of $1,000 a day at 21, selling consulting and services. And on top of that, I went from being completely anxious up to the point I couldn't even go for a walk in the neighborhood, leave my parents' house, to spreading my message with the world and generating over 42 million views on social media, starting with no audience. So my goal with this video is to share with you everything you need to know to make your first $10,000 online as quickly as possible and preferably before 2025. Look, whether your goal is to make $10,000 per month because you want to finally stop worrying about the price of things, take care of the people that you love, pay off debt, or even enjoy the finer things in life, it all starts with making your first $10,000. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The first $10,000 you'll make will be the hardest, unless you're following a proven step-by-step process. Now you may wonder why. Because once you've made $10,000, you have proof of concept. You only need to replicate what you've done to make another $10,000. And it also gives you capital to leverage to reinvest in your business and grow it further. So everything after that compounds real quick. So the sooner you can overcome the hurdle of making your first $10,000 online, the more easily you'll be able to stack up cash and build true wealth. Even if you're starting from the ground up, like myself 10 years ago. Now my father worked as a nurse and my mother as a nursing assistant. So growing up, we often liked money. At school, I would see these rich kids getting driven in Porsches, in brand new BMWs, and every year, their parents would buy them the newest iPhone. While at the time, I was taking the crowded bus to go to school alongside with the rest of the broke kids, and I didn't even have a phone. So I knew for a fact, I could see it. People who had more money lived a much more comfortable life. Sure, rich people have problems, just like everyone else. But I don't know what you think, but after having experienced both, I can tell you for a fact, I would much rather have rich people problems than broke people problems. Now when I was still a teen, I don't remember how old I was exactly, but everything in my life just collapsed. I learned that my mother had been diagnosed with cancer, and on top of that, I also learned that I could not join the special forces because of medical reasons, and at the time, that was my dream. So I genuinely felt as though everything was falling apart. I had no clue what I would do, and to be completely honest with you, very often, at that particular time in my life, I would get very dark suicidal thoughts. I just didn't see the point of carrying on with life. But deep in my gut, I felt that I needed to persevere and to stay strong because it was my duty to become successful and to free my family from hell. Because who else was going to do it? It was my duty as a son to give back to my parents what they gave me, to be able to afford them a good retirement. And it was also my duty as older brother to show my sister I would always be there for her. She could count on me no matter what. Now, I don't know about you, but back when I was a broke high school student, I would often get started on assignments at the last minute. Because to tell you the truth, I didn't exactly care about getting good grades. I always knew I wouldn't go to university and I would start my business instead. And when you want to start a business, become financially free, your school grades don't matter. Customers are not going to buy from you because you had good grades or bad grades in school. Nobody cares. But my point is this. By setting the goal to make your first $10,000 before January 1st, 2025 at midnight, you give yourself a clear deadline so it will make you waste less time. Instead of watching one more Netflix episode, you'll go to bed 1 hour earlier and wake up 1 hour earlier to work on your business. Currently, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, and that's even on weekends. Now, before this gets out of hand, I'm not saying you need to work constantly. It's just not true. I'm not saying you can't watch Netflix. I watch Netflix. I'm not saying you can't go out with friends and have fun. I genuinely believe that when you work hard, you earn the right to play hard. But the problem is, when you do the fun activities, before you do the boring work that you need to do to become successful, it becomes almost impossible to force you to do the boring stuff. So make sure that you have your priorities straight. Now, to be completely transparent with you, 99% of people never succeed in getting to $10,000 online. Why, you may ask? It's for two reasons. Either they have no idea what they're doing to begin with, or they might be very committed, very ambitious, and they work very hard. But because they work on the wrong thing, they get poor results no matter what they do. But either way, they have no one to show them the way, to guide them, and to mentor them. And in fact, not learning from a mentor is exactly what cost me years of my life. 10 years in fact. That's 10 years from the moment I decided to type how to get rich in the YouTube search bar when I was only 11 to the moment I had my first $1,000 day in sales at only 21, selling services and consulting. And precisely, I made $1,094. And you might say, well, come on, having your first $1,000 in a day at 21, that's not so bad. What are you complaining about? But the truth is, it's 10 years of pain, of going to sleep late at night because I couldn't fall asleep. I had insomnia. I was wondering whether I would make it or not, whether I'd have to settle for a soul-crushing job just like I saw my father. And I knew the consequences of that. And not only that, but it's hundreds, if not thousands of hours of implementation at this point. So it's pretty funny. People can look at my pictures on Instagram and say I just got lucky. But let me tell you this, it takes a decade to become an overnight success. And in my case, that's true. Now look, you need to understand that not every business opportunity is the same. Online, you'll find plenty of videos on the top 10 ways to make money online or the top 10 ways to make passive income. But to be completely honest with you, most of these videos are complete trash. Most of these videos are made by people who don't practice what they preach, and they only want you to watch the whole video so that you help them to make money with AdSense. The longer you watch the video, the more ads you'll see. My channel isn't even monetized. If you see ads, it's because YouTube does that itself, but I'm not getting any money from it. But these people, they're not actually trying to help you. They couldn't care less whether you succeed or fail. In fact, it's in their best interest that you fail. That way, you'll keep watching their videos top 10 ways to make money online or top 10 websites to earn $100 a day. And what it will do for you is that you'll keep trying different random business models because you saw videos online and then nothing works. And in the process, you will have wasted months, if not years of your life and thousands of dollars. If you often watch my videos, then you know I preach starting a risk-free business. More precisely, a service or a consulting business. Now, technically speaking, and to be completely accurate, business or anything else in life is never risk-free. But the reason I call consulting and selling services a risk-free business model is because compared to all other business models, you genuinely have nothing to lose. Tell me, what business on earth allows you to get started with $0 and accomplish the following? Charge anywhere from $500 up to $5,000 per customer. And if you're selling services, that can be monthly recurring. This means that with only a few customers, you can go all in and quit your job. You're financially free. If you sold a service or a coaching offer for $2,000, with only 5 customers, you made $10,000. Now, if you went the other way and you tried to succeed with dropshipping to make $10,000, you would need to sell hundreds, if not thousands of products. But the worst part is, that's not profit. You have so many costs, the cost of the physical product, the shipping, the ads. In the end, you'd be lucky to keep $2,000 out of the $10,000 you made. Whereas with business models like services or consulting, you get to have a 98% profit margins because costs are extremely low. Now you may say, but Fred, what if I don't have any skills or any experience? The good news is you can deliver services even if you don't know how to do it yourself. You can deliver YouTube ads as a service even if you don't know how to do that by leveraging a freelancer or a contractor. And the best part is you only ever pay the contractor after you sign a customer, after you make money. You never pay the contractor out of pocket. So it's not like you risk losing thousands of dollars. But with business models like dropshipping or Amazon FBA, you could lose your lifetime savings literally overnight. Consulting is the same business model that took me from struggling financially, only having $400 in my bank account over 5 years ago, to generating upwards of $1,000 a day at 21. If you want to discover how I was able to do that, I've recorded a free video in which I share with you everything step by step. That way you can literally just copy me. Now, if you're an agency owner, a coach or a consultant, and you want to copy paste my automated system that brings me 150 qualified calls per month with zero outreach, zero ad spend, and no appointment setters, check out the link in the description below. Or if you're ready to talk business, you can book a call with me or my team and we will see if we can help you to build or scale your business. All of the links will be in the description. Now, what makes consulting a risk-free business model is that you get to sell your products or services before you even build them. I'll tell you this, there is no use worrying about service delivery if you haven't even signed a customer yet. So many people go about this the wrong way. They obsess over the last part of the process, service delivery, when their calendar is empty, so they don't pitch anyone. And if your goal is to make 10K before 2025, unless you have a crazy budget to spend on ads and to do some kind of business like dropshipping with small profit margins, then you don't have weeks to spend on building a product. And if you were to try to sell ebooks for, let's say, $50, how many sales at $50 would you need to make $10,000? And then how would you actually sell them? You either need a big audience or paid advertising, but guess what? It's expensive as hell. And when you build your product or service before you even sell it, it's extremely likely you will end up building something that nobody buys. Instead, sell first, then create, because with the feedback that you get from your customers, you'll be able to create a service or a product that gives them exactly what they need. And that's why to sell people your services or products, you want to get them to book a free call with you. And before the call, you want them to fill out a survey with different questions. That way you can understand them better. On the meeting, you will diagnose their problems, their pain points, you'll ask them questions to understand their current situation, and if they're a good fit to work with you, you'll make them an offer. Taking sales meetings is an essential part of the process, because even if you make your leads an offer and they reject it, at least you're getting direct direct feedback from the market. And that will allow you to adjust your offer and your messaging until you get it just right and you start closing deals left and right. So let me know in the comments down below, what is your strategy to make your first $10,000 before 2025? And if you want my help, you want to be mentored by me, check out the links in the description. Now that being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together, let's blow up this channel and empower ambitious individuals across the globe to become financially free.